Now I will try to check the earth through the uplifting load and the lateral load, which is the earthquake and the wind load. I have to calculate it and make the report. I will open another ETABS because I was practicing and already insert every data. I will choose another ETABS practice. To show you to begin inserting all the data of the earthquake and the wind load. I will change it to plan. Ground floor, plan. And then I will make define first load patterns. I have to define the load patterns, and then I will arrange the load combinations. Here I already defined, and for example, you have dead load, live load, earthquake, which is EQX1, and then I change it to the code, which is known in Ethiopia, Aero code. You have the type you choose, the quake or seismic loading is the earthquake loading, and if it's wind, and then the lateral code, which is Aero code, we choose, and then you add another. We need 4 type of earthquake in the 4 direction, X1, X2, and then Y1, Y2, and then we have wind in the X direction and wind in the Y direction. Plus the dead load and the live load. The dead load will be 1, the factor, the rest will be 0. So in the name you will change the name, you will put EQ X1 like this. And then Aero code for the wind again. It's UPC 9 Arat, but here in this version there is no this code, or it's European code, so I used the ASCS like this 95, and there is NBCC 95. I just selected, but I will check it later accurately which one is compatible with the Ethiopian code. And then you modify each earthquake direction, and then the rotation and the angle, the shaking, also the wind the wind speed, you modify all the data. Okay, now here you can define the combination. For example, you will begin by the ultimate limit state, which is here you will add dead load. The factor is 1, but the dead load make it half of the story distance. For example, from one story to the second, this height you will 3.40. We will divide it and نضرب 7. And then we have live load. We make it and نضرب 5. This is our ultimate limit state. And then I will add another combination. Look here, I already make some name combination, ultimate and static limited state. Static limited service. I will choose, this is already the data inserted. I will choose another one to make it step by step to show you how to add the data. Okay, ultimate limit state. After it, you will make compo 1. Compo 1 is about, you will add the ultimate, which is 7% and you will add also EQX1, and the utilization factor will be 1 in the positive direction and also in the negative direction. So will be compo 1, compo 2 for the positive and also for the negative. And then we will go add another combination 2, which is the ultimate. The ultimate must be for all the combination you will make, and then you will add the type like equal 1, x1, x2, like this, the type you defined it. Let me show you one by one. I will open ETABS so that I didn't add any data on it. and then I will define from the beginning. But first I will have to define the load patterns. There is another version, it's in the load case name, but in this version, the Asra Design, it's load patterns. This I already explained it, but we have to begin from the beginning. Now I will define the load patterns. So I will begin by EQX1 and the type seismic load because it's Ethiopian, it's earthquake, and the code will be Euro code. And then I will add another load per case, which is EQX2. As the same, the load is seismic, the factor or the weight is 0, and type of code is Euro code. And then we have EQY1 and EQY2. I will add the same thing. EQ is earthquake. And then for the wind, I will say WX. The type is wind load, and the weight is 0. And the code I used is SC95 like this. It's a European code, but I will check it later if it's compatible with the standard here. And also WY. Now I added the load cases I want to analyze it in my structure. Now I will define the composition. So first the ultimate limit state, which is the dead load and the live load. Dead load is 1, alternative sabat, and the live load is alternative amist. I will add them. This is the first combination called ultimate limit state. And then I will add another. The name will be compo 1. This will it will be combination of the ultimate and the EQX1. The utilization factor for the ultimate will be 7%, which is 0.7%, and for the EQX1 will be 1 positive. And then combination 2 is the ultimate limit state 7%, and also EQX1 in the negative 1. It will be negative direction. I will add compo 3, the ultimate, which is 7% for the whole combination I will make now, and then EX2 the positive direction, +1. And then combination 4, which is EQX 2 and the -1. For the EQX direction, make it 1 in positive, 1 in negative combination. It will be till 8 combination. The ultimate state and the EQX Y1 and the +1 direction, and then in the negative it will be 8 combination. For the load cases I added. Once you click on the load name, it will come for you the defined load cases you added. Then you just add them and make a combination. Okay, let's continue. Now I have 8 and plus units. Now I will create combinations of those. First, I will say beam, then add comp 1, add comp 2, add 3, add, then the components. I have 8, okay? And then I will go add a new, which is colon. I will name them colon, and then add 5, add 6, 7, 8. Now I have the ultimate beam column. Or have a earthquake and doing this. Like I finished. Okay. When I will check the mass. I will click on the fan. Okay. See. Join. Here. Add a new CM, then semi-rigid. Okay. First to click it forward, then CM, you must and then okay, make apply and then okay. Now this is the mass center of my plan of my project. Here, make it. Now this is the process to calculate the systemic load. Okay. Now I have to check. I will say analyze. I will check full 3D. Okay. Analyze. Set active. Then this way. Complete frame and design. New version 2. Go to design, concrete frame design, and then check differences. Here the code of the concrete. Sorry. Now I will go check the model. Okay. See length. Check if there is a shaking. The earthquake. Just 0. Okay, meter. If there is a shake, point. لا صحيح and then I will all the options I will know. Then analyze. You have a lot of Tabarot. He will there is now and then you have to just click and this is okay. There is a no warning. Will tell you no warning. There is some will click it for you. Just delete the draw line or the I just for example draw this delete it. Anyhow for this plan already applied the mass. Now we'll say run analysis. Just to give me the final report of the shearing force, the moment, all the calculation of the load I made. It will give me a report, some background. Look. Very good. I'll tell you number of joints, the mass, the tension, frame, all of them, the number of walls, loads, accelerator, all summation here will give the final physical. this is analyze much okay. If there is a shake after you run the analysis, like here, there was a shake. Example, look in this example, some tutorial. So the more than one stories, and there is a shaking vibration. Immediately when he run the analysis, after he finished, he told them to start animation. That means there is a. When you click on the start animation, he will tell you how it. In the beginning, it was raised, and then finally, vibration was upper floors. Like this. The load here is not high. And then you can just go to the design, or you will go to deformed shape and the display, and then choose from the analysis. Here it will happen. Start animation. There is a vibrate, there is a shake, there is an edge. And then when he make a start, how polygon of the shake. And then you make display and show different shapes, and then choose the direction you want to see the earth king, and then see the start and the x direction, the y, how it will. You know, this version is 9.6. This is what I studied from CG+7, but mine is أسرزتين نطب أسر. So I'm reviewing from the 9 version to أسرزتين. And anyhow, mine is 3 stories and reached has no. Is more than one. That's why. Anyhow, always refer to many projects like this tutorial in the designing. And next we will see the shear force, bending moment, diagrams, and how we display the design. Bye. Anyhow, forgot to explain some points. How undefined set ragu, load combination, statical limit service, you have to define it. Set load is 1 and live 1 ultimate and statical limit service. Okay. Leila, load pattern. Baya and for example is where is it? Oh, okay. Baya and load patterns. We will click modify lateral. For example, for the x1 you will just click x direction plus eccentricity 1. Okay, and for the ground acceleration 0 not around how to use. And then from the roof to the ground they have to calculate. Top is the roof and the bottom is the ground. Anyhow, here I designed only 3, but ETABS is more than 3 story to more analyze and give you the earthquake shaking accurately. And then one by one, for the second x2 you will choose click only here, and the acceleration 0 not around. This is how the model calculates for us. And then remove to the ground. Here is 2 behavior factor and correction factor. Okay, for y1 you modify, you will choose from the direction. Here you will click in the y direction, and then the acceleration 0 not around and the others. For y2 the y direction is here. Roof to the ground, and then the wind. When you modify it, we want to buy explosion from excess of diagram, yeah, from the diagrams. And then the coefficient is 0 not of cement, 0 not of mist, the wind direction from the center mass. Okay. Okay, it's a lot, that's why. Load patterns, and then I will go to the modify the wind. The angle of the wind must be 0 degree. Taylor coefficient, they are correct. The speed of the wind the factors are the same of the model. Top story from the roof to the ground, and you have to check it including parapet height must be 1. The parapet, the height also of the load, wind load. And then modify in the y direction, and the same thing you have to change for each one to add the properties. And then the speed is wind speed, and then from ground floor here the parapet height 1 meter, and then okay. Now I displayed all the lateral load modifications, the dead load and everything, and then you can run immediately the analysis. Pick the model analysis, pick the state and everything. Bye bye. Gary will sum up the ETABS. I will just explain. I will explain it roughly for some moment, because the version I'm using is not working the way of the shear force. So I will explain it from this model, this tutorial. So after the shaking, we check all the earthquake shake. We will go display, show members and force press, frame here, and then click on moment. We see. Okay, first again change the elevation to C of the plan, and then it will show for you the bending moment. And then under 0 the bending moment. So there is force, and then change. We want the value. Say so display moment, and then show the value. Will show for the maximum positive value of the bending moment. This is the negative force, here force stress. And from here you can calculate and know the maximum bending moment and the stress. All this show you negative, there is failure, there is overloading, and calculate. And now you can change. You want to share because the moment. Now you can on the again, then we'll do the diagram is sharing force. Positive 0 middle, and then other direction negative. And then want to axial force, so use axial force for diagram. High axial force, and then lower force, take the roof. Axial force, earthquake, for interload, this space. And then if you want to make display show table, if you want a report or detail about each column or beam section on the building, detail of the load in the X or Y direction, go here, data, then show here display data, and then story data. It will give you all the tables of, for example, story roof, and there is one for everything. So the force will select, for example, the loads in the beam. And here select these and stay with the position of the beam. Now to report or a table all the load, the lateral load and the X and Y direction of the beam for the whole story. Maximum load. Here in the X direction, here is Y. Now if you want to make the maximum, to know the maximum load, the whole story of the beam, you make the formula equal maximum, select the whole column, then maximum load in the X direction, and then load in the Y direction. Just open an Excel and bring all the data he give you in the ETABS. Then try to draw a conclusion of the maximum and the minimum load that the beam can carry in all maximum lateral load or force. This is on beam. So you can go back and tell him show table for the column and all the details you want to analyze the building structure. Well, again, I want him to show the reaction to the column and all the lateral load. The column in every story in X and Y. Copy paste it to an Excel and then try to find the third load and the next that will affect the column. Okay, so maximum open brackets and all the column you want to bring for you the maximum, close the bracket and will give you the data force of the. You can also search for this value, the table, find, then he will give you. Zero, 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 zero,